is recorded. I'm going to go up to and log in to my gradebook so that you can see where you stand before we even start working on some of the code. All right, and I'll just go right down the list alphabetically. Okay. All right, so this is the virtual group, and I'm just going to go into the gradebook, and we've got a lot more assignments that we have assigned. All right, and I'm going to even assign some more. I'm going to start with Brandon since your name comes up first. All right, Brandon, key animations 1 and 2. Did you get them done yet? Checkpoint 1 and checkpoint 2.
Yes.
Okay, and how about hit shapes and random?
Which one? Sorry.
It's called hits, shapes, and random. All right. And in particular, we're talking about, I want to say it's checkpoint 1 and checkpoint 2.
Is it in the in the FLs? Sorry.
Yeah, I think it is there. Hold on a second. Let's put it on screen so we're not guessing. But I think it is there. Hit shapes, it's under key animation. All right. So it's past the if else. It's so you
No,
may
no, no.
okay, so you probably had bouncing ball.
I'm still working on checkpoint 3.
Okay, you're working on checkpoint 3 and then you'll go to bouncing ball. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So I know exactly where you are. Okay. Uh okay, so you're working on that. Now you said bouncing ball. All right, so I've got to back you up some. All right, so you haven't gotten the key animation yet. Okay, now I think it's Alexandra. I think your name is next from the people that I see here today. Now, this is what I got for you, Alexander. On I don't have anything for checkpoints on these conditionals, and you may have them done. I'm going to go in and take a look at CMU. All right, but you can tell me right now, unmute and tell me what do you have done as far as the unit that we're working on. Unit 3, it started with conditionals and then if else statements, and then we got more conditionals and key animation. We've got hits and shapes, and we're going to have a digital notebook test probably on Thursday. We got spinning spikes and a lot more. All right. So, can you tell me, Alexandra, what you've done so far? And if you're not sure, I'll just let CMU take a look at it with us.
I'm on bouncing ball.
You're on the bouncing ball. Have you completed the bouncing ball?
No, it still says I have an error.
Okay. So, we can take a look at that today. All right. All right. So, what I'm going to do right now is update your deal. And this is what bouncing ball would be like. Okay. So, technically, this should have been done last Friday. Okay, but that's okay. We're working on it today. All right. And now, if you are working and you're stuck, let me know. Now, I think who else is there? Hector. All right, Hector. We got you. You and Oscar way out in front. All right. So you guys just keep working. You know what to do. If you got a problem, just let me know. All right. So Alexander, do you need help? Brandon, do you need help? And if you do, just let me know, and I'll do just that.
I need help on the bouncing ball.
Okay. All right. So let's put the bouncing ball on screen. All right.
Do I present mine because it says it has an error?
Okay. No, you can read me the error, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it on screen for you. Go ahead and read me your error. Just read me what the error is telling you.
When I put run, it goes like the normal one in the solution, but when I put check code, it says it's wrong.
Okay, but does it tell you? Does it say something? It's gotta say something. Okay, so here's what I'll have you do. All right, you can see actually the bouncing ball, and this is an on mouse press and an on step together. All right, so that means wherever I press the mouse, that's where the ball starts bouncing. Of course, if I come down here and press it down here, it's going to bounce a little lower, a little faster, but he's not going to go off the grid. All right, and of course, I can move anywhere and press the mouse, and he's going to start bouncing and bouncing and bouncing. All
It
right, so
says center Y should not be 2066.
say that again.
266. It
Okay,
says center Y should not be 266.
understand. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So basically, what you had to do for this exercise was when the mouse is pressed, to move the ball to the mouse position and reset its speed to 0. So you had to, I don't think you even had to type that in. All you had to do is place code down below on the on step block. If the ball is above the ground and it increases speed by 1. Otherwise, make ball bounce, making the speed negative. So you really started on line 17 with an if statement, and that was if the ball, and we're talking about the bottom of the ball. So that was dot bottom is less than 400, which is the bottom of the screen. Of course, you didn't forget to put your colon at the end of that line. And then it told you to set the ball speed at a +1, and that's what it says up here. Increase the speed by 1. So then you said ball dot speed plus equals 1. And then you had your else statement, and the else statement says otherwise, which stands for the word else, make the ball bounce by making the speed negative. All right, so you had your else statement and make sure everything is lined up correctly. And then indented after the colon, ball speed is multiplied by a -1. And that might have been where your problem started. Not sure, but that could have been. And then the only other thing you had to do was change the Y position of the ball based on its speed. And that would be the vertical position of the ball. And that would be ball dot center Y plus equals ball speed. And that would be on line number 23. All right, and that would suffice to get you through. Okay, so once again, pretty much you just had 17, 18, 19, and 20, and 23 based on the questions that they did ask. Once again, the ball cannot go past the bottom of the screen, so it has to be less than 400.
But it looks the same.
No? Well, hold on. You know, I hear kids saying that, and sometimes mine looks the same, and then when I go to run it, all right, I get that red one too. Let's see if I get the red one today on the check code. All right, so yeah. So this is what you've got too, right? Center Y should not be 266. I think I heard you say that. All
Yeah.
right, so let's go and look at this code a little closer. All right. Because it actually does work. But I'm thinking there's something that we didn't type in exactly right or we missed. All right, I'm good there. Now, okay, that looks good. Let me look at one more thing, but I think that's right. So it might be just a type error somewhere. Okay. Oh, 17, 18, 19, and 20 pretty good. Okay, and then we just got ball dot center Y. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm gonna look at it really close now, see if anything is wrong at the top, but that does indeed look really good.
It has more code on the bottom.
Yeah, this is the test code though. After you try it, all right. So what you could do is delete it and then start the test over because it might be causing a problem with the test. But normally I would just delete it and then try to run the check code again. Let me. And normally, if you're running the check code, if you
Mr.
created
McLaurin.
something, yes, you saw something. Yes.
Yeah, I looked at mine, and you're missing some code on the under on line 26.
Okay, because there is a statement here. You're absolutely correct. Jesus, you are absolutely correct. Now let's just speed up the process. Uh, oh yeah, ball center Y. I got that. Oh, this is the one we're missing. Yeah, it is. The ball center Y plus the ball dot radius. Okay, I did not see that. I sure didn't. If the ball is below the ground, we move the ball so it is exactly, let me move this screen here so I can see it. On the ground. This is to prevent the ball from falling. All right. All right. So yes, you're absolutely correct. There it is. I did not see that. I'm just going to get it quickly. Okay, so if the ball on the Y plus the ball on the Y plus the ball radius is greater than, okay, so it if over, okay, they're resetting the ball. Okay, yes, so if the ball does indeed go past the bottom of the screen, you're gonna set it back, take the 400 and subtract the radius of the ball. Okay, let's try that. I think that might solve your problem, Alexandra. Yep, that's it. All right, good job, Jesus. Yeah, I didn't even see it. I went right past this guy. I should not. But anyway, we got it correct, so let's move on. I'm going to leave that there so you can see it. Yeah, there's is 26 and 27. And this is if the ball happens to touch the ground. So we don't want the ball actually to go past the 400 mark. All right, or in this case, the bottom of the screen.
I got it.
Okay. All right. All right.
Thank you.
That's fine. Continue on. And let's thank Jesus also for chiming in and helping us. All right. I am going to continue. I'll stop sharing and talk about the grades for anyone else who needs to see them. And Jesus, since I have you on the screen, all right. And I think you sent me a message this morning. All right. Can you want to go ahead and repeat your message, Jesus? Oh, you were talking about, I remember your message now. You were talking about your Wi Fi went out, and that's how you had to stop yesterday or the day before. Is that correct?
Mr. McLaurin,
Yes. Is he gone?
Jesus isn't here.
He left already? I thought that was him. Hold on.
That was
Uh,
Hector.
oh, that was Hector talking. I thought it
Yeah.
was sounded like Jesus. All right. Sorry, Hector. But it did sound like Jesus was there. All right. Anyway, I'll get to him when he comes back. All right, everybody. We're working. I know, Oscar, I know where you are, and Hector, I know where you are. I'm going to turn on the lights in the classroom because there's nobody here but me. And if there's no movement in the class, they turn off.
At this time, all sixth graders report to your fourth period class. Sixth graders report to your fourth period class.
Mr. McLaurin,
Yes, sir.
I need help on a bouncing ball.
Okay. Let's take a look at the bouncing ball. I think that's one I just got finished looking at. All right, so let's just put it back on screen for you. Okay, so once again, the bouncing ball. Okay, and let me show the screen because you can't see it right now. All right, so once again, the bouncing ball, and I'll start at the top of the screen with the app background. All right, so the background, you can see it's a light cyan, and the ball has been defined as a circle, and they give you all the information for the circle for the ball. All right, so that's the ball. It has the name called ball. Then we have a definition, or we should say the ball speed. One of the properties of the ball is the speed, and it starts at 0. That means nothingless, it's not moving. And then when you press the mouse, it says when the mouse is pressed, move the ball to the mouse position and then reset the speed to 0. All right, so they're using what we already have out there with an on mouse press. Ball dot center x equal mouse x, ball dot center y equal mouse y. And then it said reset the ball speed to 0, and that would be ball. So this was all done for you. And then it says if the ball is above the ground, then increase its speed by 1. All right, so the first line of code, if the ball, and we're talking about the bottom of the ball, because that's going to touch the bottom of the screen first. All right, if it is above the ground, well, the ground is located at 400. That would be the bottom of the grid. So if it's less than 400, that would be that code. All right, otherwise, it says make the ball bounce by making the speed negative. All right, so then this goes with the ball above the ground, and then otherwise else ball is bouncing because you're making the speed a negative, but they're multiplying it to make it a negative. So it says ball dot speed times, and that's the asterisk. All right, some of the kids in the class wanted to know how you print that. Of course, you can print it with the shift key down and strike the number 8 key on the top of the keyboard, and that will print an asterisk. The asterisk says multiply when you're doing any kind of equation work on a computer. Anyway, that's what you have there. And then it says down below, and this is what we forgot with, I shouldn't say we, me, with Alexandra earlier. And that says change the Y position of the ball based on its speed and then place your code here. Well, we got number 23, and that's changing the Y position of the ball based on how how fast it's moving. So that was ball dot center Y plus equal ball dot speed. What we forgot to do was the bottom. It says if the ball is below the ground, that means it's got to be greater than 400. We move the ball so that it is exactly on the ground. All right, and we know the ground stops at 400. This is to prevent the ball from falling through the ground. So if ball dot center Y plus ball dot radius is greater than 400, okay, and then our close parenthesis and our colon, then ball dot center Y is 400. That puts it back on the ground minus the radius of the ball. So that would put it back. And you can see if you're looking at my screen, it's right on the ground. All right. But that would help you out, I think.
Mr. McLaurin,
Yes, sir.
what is that after center Y in line 23?
Yeah. Okay. It might be hard for you to see. It's a plus. Let me see if I can blow it up some, make it maybe a little easier to see. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
It's a plus. Yeah, ball dot speed plus 1. All right, so they're increasing. I think it said to increase the speed by 1. Yeah, that's what it says up here. Increase the speed by 1. So that's what you see there. Okay.
I got it, Mr. McLaren. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Mr. McLaurin, can you help me on Pong checkpoint 2?
I can. All right. Let me bring this down a little bit. Yeah. Very nice, famous game way back in the day, Pong. Man, everybody wanted to play Pong. That was the first one of the first games ever that hit the device world. That we now have is totally different, but anyway. All right, so here's Pong. All right, and we're actually working on this in my other coding class. All right, and this was the old game, pretty much two paddles, left and right, center line, and a little ball bouncing across. All right, so back to the start. Once again, the background is black. The center line is that dashed line, and you can see the line of code on line 4 that creates a center line. And then you have a left player. All right. And the left player, is defined by the rectangle. I'm going to point to it here, the rectangle here. All right. And I like the way they're doing this. You could play the game by yourself with both hands. Of course, you'll be using the mouse on the right side and then the keyboard on the left. All right. But anyway, you have to draw the rectangles first, and I think they were already drawn for you for the paddles. That's technically what they would be called. And then the ball was drawn, and then you have the ball and the direction, and then the random range, and all that kind of stuff was done for you. So you didn't really have to do anything else. They defined the on-mouse movements for you and the key press for you. All right, so basically, you had to move the ball by the ball.dx and the ball.dy. All right. So direction on the x, or it could be distance on the x and distance on the y. So the first line of code would have been here. All right. For the on step. All right. And I'll make that a little larger here. All right. So that would have been the first line of code. Ball.centerx plus equals ball.dx. All right. And then you had ball.centerY plus ball.dy. All right. So that was the first thing you had to do. And then after you did that, assuming you got that correct, then make the ball bounce off the top and bottom of the screen. All right. So once again, the first two lines are just moving the ball. All right. On the X and the Y. And then the next line of code is now bouncing it off the top of the screen. And this is very important. All right, because that's the code that really makes this thing work. All right, so that's if the ball dot top is less than 0, ball dot dy equals, and they've got a random range between 5 and 10. And if the ball dot bottom is greater than 400, all right, ball dot dy has a negative, and that is a negative random range of 5 to 10. So basically, that just allows the ball to bounce off the top of the screen or bounce off the bottom of the screen. I'm going to leave that there. If you have that, then let me know when you need something else.
And this time was released all remaining 7th and 8th graders to the 5th grade class.
I got it.
Okay, do you have the lines 39, 40, 42, and 43?
Yes.
Okay, and that should allow you to play that game by yourself using the mouse on the right side and the keyboard on the left. Okay. All right, gentlemen. Looks like we've got I should say gentleman and lady. Is she still there? Yep, she's still there. All right, you've got like 3 more minutes to work here today. Just want to remind you that we will not be in session on Friday of this week and then Monday of next week. It is another vacation for kids that have been on vacation, seems to me like all year long. All right, this one happens to be called Easter. So no Google Meets on Friday coming up and also on Monday. However, on Thursday, you do need to come and we are having a digital notebook test. And basically that means everything in your digital notebook that we've had in this class, I will be asking questions and it is going to be an open digital notebook test. So all you have to do is be able to show it on your screen and hope that you have all the information in it and you can answer the questions. So we're going to do that on Thursday. And that will be the last thing that we do for this week.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right, Alexandra, you have a good day too. All right, gentlemen, it's 12:11, so we're pretty much coming to the end of our time here today. Tomorrow's another day, and of course, Thursday's the last day of the week, and we'll just keep plugging away day by day by day, and hoping that we're understanding also the code that we're typing in to get to see these things animate and that kind of thing. You're learning basically how programmers, you know, write code and create games and all the things that we have in the world today through the apps that we use. So once again, I will see you guys again tomorrow. We'll just continue plugging away where we are and we'll get it done and eventually we'll be moving on to the next unit. So have a good afternoon. See you tomorrow.
All right.
I'm
Bye, Mr. McLaurin.
You bet.
Bye, Mr. McLaurin.
Bye-bye, Oscar. Bye, Brandon and Hector.